For this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now the former Utah man, this is Devontae Booker. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
He'll look to throw, and this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 23.
24. 6-18. 29. 29. 808.
Carr. And the Broncos get there and take him down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
You got 56 there.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And some room to work. Devontae Booker. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Devontae Booker, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. McManus's point after is good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On second down, Johnson. Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 41. Now a handoff, Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And a short gain down to about the 33. Bradley Roby, the quarterback, there to make the stop.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 12 yards that time at an Oakland first down. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
You got 56 there. 93. 93.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now Johnson looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Come here. Come here. Push it up.
He'll get it up the middle, and he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
No cheat. 808.
Throwing now is Carr. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Oh, now he bowls him over. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now let's go. 3-19.
The drive starts with Devontae Booker. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. Well, you talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Gone.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's caught left side by Jake Butt. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they... I think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Here's Marquette King now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now, 185. 734. 286.
Carr now on 1st down. His throw incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
637.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to look deep down the field. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Raiders on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, 734. 694. Hey, 734. Let's hit.
From the gun, it's Carr. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A first down carry here for Johnson. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
93.
Now it's hit carry for Johnson. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
734.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
93.
Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this.
Monday down. Later, hey. Hey. Listen, hut.
They'll run it with Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. The Broncos say they have it. They do. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll start out on the ground with Booker. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old, reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, you're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly second and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Look at 56.
Looking to throw. Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Butt. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Detroit!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Preston Brown, the linebacker. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards. Back to throw now on first down. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. This will be caught inside the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They're looking at a first and goal from about the 9. Back to throw again. Forced out to his left. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And McManus able to put it through. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And they start the second half with Johnson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They go to Johnson again. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they want them to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Finds Jake Butt over the middle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that one results in 35 yards.
If the post pattern is often equated as a change-up route, how about when you throw it to your big guy down the center of the field? Covered or not, you have great confidence he's going to come down with the football. And when he does, as we just saw, long gains often result.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And down inside the 15 he goes. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Booker on first down. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Running again, and again it's Booker. Give them 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered. And at this stage in the game, sure, you wanted the touchdown. You're already in the red zone, but, boy, you squandered a chance to at least get the field goal there. So no points out of this, and we stay tied.
Very disappointed team. No one more disappointed than the kicker who thought he had a chance to be the hero of the day. All they had to do was trot him out on the field. They didn't even give him the opportunity.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now they'll throw with Carr. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. David Johnson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders have moved out in front. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. Yeah, this is going to put him back with not great field position. So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he whips one in there complete. That's Demaryius Thomas. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A gain of 6 there on 1st. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going. Lucky 56. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target. It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him. They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone! They'll look to throw here. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end. Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Lucky 56.
They'll set up a throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A really good pickup of 28 yards. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
They'll try and run with Booker. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. This Raider defense not giving in. They'll try to hold once more on 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And McManus able to put it through, and that will cut this lead back down to 4 now at 17-13. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the air.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
29. 29. 29. 29.
On play action, now Carr. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Go, good. Good check, good check.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Incomplete. Brandon Marshall, the linebacker, able to make the play defensively.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they're able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Shotgun now for Carr. And he comes back with one complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Again, it's Johnson. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Monday down. 6-18.
To throw is Carr. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that'll make this a 7-point game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Detroit! Detroit! Leopard! Leopard!
He's back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The Lions move there. Look like nobody open. Now 2nd down. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away. Live to fight another down.
Line of scrimmage. Again, the 25. 2nd and 10. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep. He's got a man complete. They give him a gain of 38.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Green, 39! Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one goes for 24 yards.
Gone! 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 Gone!
Back to throw. Steps away to his left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Justin Ellis in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17.
Set! Green, 39! Green, 39!
He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Gone! 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 Gone!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Raiders are going to win the football game. Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you